business owners, you technically are your best tenant in a commercial building. And a lot of things have changed over the last 3 years in lending around commercial businesses and loans. For instance, probably 3 years ago, you would have had to have a 35% deposit to buy a commercial building, right? So that's quite a hefty deposit. So if you're buying for $1 million, you take in costs, it's probably about 400 grand you got to come up with. Now, usually commercial loans are priced on risk as well. So when you're looking at a general home loan, around about, 2 point something fixed and 2.5 variable. Generally, commercial loans always used to be about 2% higher to 3% higher. So again, it made sense for business owners to lease their premises because they didn't have a big chunk of capital to put into it. And also when you look at the interest rates, they were generally over 10 or 15-year terms as well. So it made sense to lease because, you might be able to control $1 million space, pay 60 grand worth of lease for rent per annum, and it was actually a better option than buying the property. However, in the last 18 months, what you're finding is those terms of 10 to 15 years have stretched out to 30-year terms, and the interest rates have come down at least to 3, if not a 2 in front of the interest rate, which is huge. So all of a sudden, you could buy something for $1 million. Now you only need, let's say, a 25% deposit, so 250 grand. So you're not utilizing all of your capital. And then now you might be paying, like even at 2.9%, you might be paying about $24,000 a year in interest. You go, now look at the profitability difference there from that lease. So it's a relevant investment. So as a business owner, I like relevant investing. I just think it makes sense. You're a business owner, you've got a home for your business, and it works for your business. But now the numbers are in your favor. So particularly what we've been hit with COVID, commercial properties, there's decent buys out there at the moment and you can negotiate. So this is the time to get in, maybe lock in a rate and really secure that business home that then becomes an asset. Whether you do it through super or you do it as an investment, individual circumstances, depends on that. But this is something really to consider in the next 3 to 6 months. If you're in that position, you can do it.
It's timely you bring this up. We've got more clients than ever at the moment that are buying commercial property. So, structuring a unit trust or company and all this separate stuff to buy their own commercial property and lease it back to their trading business.
Yes.
And then on top of that as well, like what people are able to do with their self-managed super fund of, at an arm's length deal, your self-managed super fund can own the premises that you operate your business out of.
Correct.
And your rent is going towards your retirement. So absolutely fantastic strategies, and timely to bring that up, Marty, because I think it's an awesome strategy.
Strategy is a key word there, and I don't want to poo-poo that because I think it's a brilliant idea. But one of the things where I have seen that people just need to understand what their strategy is and be across what can happen if that strategy changes. And I'll speak from personal experience here. So we've got a commercial property, which is an office, which is pretty good property. But we outgrew that within 4 or 5 years. So based on our business plan and where we were going, probably shouldn't have bought that place because now during COVID, we're stuck without a tenant. We're trying to get it leased. We're not the tenant anymore. And now that I think about it, we were never going to be the tenant for long. So just understand that if you're buying it for that reason, might be a day if you've got big plans for your business where you're not the tenant and you'll be out there as a normal investor trying to rent it out with everyone else. So
good advice.
Yeah, for some people it works really well, but if you're trying to grow a bigger business, you just need to understand that. So
have your strategy. And I've seen people now buy the factory next to them, and other people that, like you say, haven't been able to tenant that property. So again, Nick makes a great point. Always look at the strategy.